Hey everybody, it's Kelly Rose with the Non-Toxic Home and Body, where I help families, especially moms, transition their home to a non-toxic home. And today I would love to speak with you about treats. Okay, so we are just getting into the beginnings of our long holiday season. And here in New Orleans, we love to celebrate just about everything. And so already, like this morning, I went to the DMV and there was this big old bowl of just candy and chocolate and suckers just sitting there, ready for just, just a little complimentary treat for everybody to just grab and go. And, I wanted to take a second to speak with you about treats in general because besides the sugar that's in them, and we'll get to the sugar part a little later, but majority of our mainstream candies and treats and chocolates have, you guessed it, a bunch of toxic ingredients in them. And so even our treats are still affected by these toxic ingredients besides the sugar factor. Okay, and so today I'm going to briefly touch upon that for you, and then for the rest of the week I'm going to be sharing different tips and different brands that have these toxic ingredients in them, and also other healthier and safer alternatives that where you're still going to get your fix, you're still going to get your treat, and your children get to still enjoy a sweet treat, but without having all of the toxic ingredients in them, right? So the first thing that's really important to know is that majority of the sugar that is used, sugar is sugar, so it's always good to have it in moderation and balanced. But if you're eating healthy and having your fruits and vegetables, and it's good to have treats. Treats are great. I love treats. I have to have a treat after I eat. I love chocolate, and just a little bit of something, like I love it, and it's good in balance. So with sugar, besides it being important to have it in moderation, majority of our mainstream candy has genetically modified sugar. Okay, the sugar beets that is used in most of the production have been genetically modified. Okay, so this isn't just regular sugar cane that has been boiled and utilized for the candy. These are genetically modified sugars that it's not found in nature. Okay, it's been, again, genetically altered, and when we consume that, it affects our genetics. It affects our DNA because we absorb that. All right, so that's one of the top things, is that the sugar in it, the sugar content in it, the sugar is genetically modified. The second important thing is that a lot of them contain artificial dyes or artificial colors. And for our children, it's really important to make sure that they're not getting this, because these artificial colors or artificial dyes, synthetic dyes, they cross the blood-brain barrier. They trigger like an ADHD response and a hyperactivity type of response, and it's just a cocktail of just genetically modified stuff with the artificial colors. That right then and there is just, it's terrible, besides just having a ton of sugar in general, right? And so beyond that, what's really important about you chocolate lovers out there, like myself, I love chocolate. Most of the mainstream chocolates that are well known, actually, it's just really painful to say, but it's a product of child slavery. Most of the children that are over there are families, children. There are no age limitations or restrictions whatsoever. So not only are there adults that are cultivating and picking the cocoa, but it's children that are also doing this. And if they don't produce, if they don't pick enough, and they're not meeting their quotas, they there are tough consequences. And so um, it's really tough to talk about, but um, that's why there are fair trade options, because there are companies who believe in um, supporting the community that is picking and cultivating and sharing their crops, okay, with the world. And so they deserve a proper wage. They deserve to have a thriving community wherever they may be. Most of this is happening in West Africa, on the coast of West Africa. And so, it's really important to know this, because if you are purchasing and in eating these types of ingredients and products, you are directly contributing to that problem. Okay, so the first important part of this is to be aware that it exists to begin with. So I have become much more conscious about the chocolate that I eat, because I don't want a child to suffer because of I like chocolate, right? And the more and more of us that become aware of this, um, and can support the fair trade companies, the more and more we'll phase out those companies that are using terrible, unfair practices. Okay, and so for the rest of the week, I'm going to be talking about certain companies that are, like I was just saying, to stay away from, and then also different companies and products that are really great and still give us still satisfy our sweet tooth, that we can feel confident letting our children indulge a little bit and having it without having all of the funky stuff in it. All right, so if you haven't already, come visit me at my Facebook page. I share a ton of information, videos, articles, different recipes, and it is facebook.com/the non-toxic home. And then also my website is non-toxichome.com. And you can also subscribe to my newsletter and get a free ebook there. All right. So until next time, have a great day.